So my name is Moto. I'm very excited to begin this next module with you. We have begun this module about 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, because of the low turn-up that we had with the business plan templates, we had to extend the business plan module for another 2 weeks so that we can have much more candidates sending in their business templates, of which we've had some addition, but still some of you have not yet sent through your business plan templates. But for the sake of progress, because we are also running with deadlines, we are going to proceed to the next stage of the program, which is the business profiling module, which is beginning today. So the business plan module has come to an end. However, because of the delay that was done, we would still accept those of you that have not yet completed your business plan templates to submit, and your business development associate is going to work on your business plan template. So for now, the business plans are expected to begin being uploaded next week. So most likely before Wednesday, you will all receive email and WhatsApp notifications about your business plan. So these business plans will be uploaded on the IMS, the Information Management System. You remember, those of you that had gone through the due diligence process, that is where you were uploading entering the information about your business. So each of you has an account on the Information Management System, and a system reminder is going to be sent out for you to log in and download your business plan from there. So the business plans that have been done are standard business plans, and information which is not provided for has been left open so that you can now enter that information on your own. So you'll be able to download a Word version of it. More than 90% of the information has been completed. So it's only 10% where you have to enter certain things that you did not provide yourself. So by Wednesday, that notification should be sent out and you should be able to access your business plans. So the business plan, the business profile template is expected to run for 1 week, which is up to next week, Sunday. So during this business profiling template, using the information that was provided in the business plan template, your business development associates will be able to formulate a business profile for you. So a business profile is a summary to introduce your business. There are certain places where you might not be allowed to enter so that you go and speak about your business. Maybe it's the CEO's office and they're asking for an appointment, but you can drop your business profile so that they can go through it and understand what your business provides. So most of the information that should be contained in a business profile or a company profile has already been submitted for those of you that have already submitted your business plan templates. So if you haven't yet done your business plan templates, it's important that you submit it, because they can't work on your business profile without you having submitted your business plan template. But for those of you that have already submitted your business plan template, you don't have to worry about it. All the information that will be needed to do your business profile is already provided in the template that you had sent through. So I'm going to do a quick summary to explain the things that you should expect in your business profile and why it is important for you to have this business profile. So like I have said, the business profile is a summary about the information of your business plan or your business itself. So critical amongst those things are your company pleasantries. So the company pleasantries include your executive summary as a business, which is explaining what your business is all about, when it started, how it's been operating, where it's operating from, just a full summary about your business. It will also proceed to talk about your objective as a business. It will proceed to talk about your vision, where you are illustrating where you would want to go as a business. Then your mission, what you were established for as a business. You also put in your goals, the things that you intend to achieve as a business. So this is what we call the company pleasantries, because they give a detailed introduction about the business to key stakeholders. So this is the things that will characterize your business plan, your business profile. After we've spoken about your business, your company pleasantries, your business profile should proceed to talk about the products or the services which you are providing. So this should be given in detail, but in a summarized way. So for example, if you are involved in poultry, you should be able to specify what kind of chicken are you keeping, what variety it is. If you are involved in retailing, you should state out the kind of products that you are selling, how you are selling them, and also the advantage of having those products. If it's a service that you are providing, you are a school, should be able to state what kind of education. Is it primary, tertiary, baby class, and also the unique aspects of the service which you are providing. So this is very important because the people that are getting hold of your business profile should have a full understanding about your business and what it is providing. Then you should also include your contact details in the profile. So it should include your email address, your phone numbers, your WhatsApp numbers, and your website. They should all be stated in your business profile. The importance of having a business profile, like I have said, number one is that it affords you an opportunity to present your business in places where you are not able to enter physically. For example, there are instances where you walk onto a business premises and you request to speak to the CEO, but the CEO is not available. So you drop your business profile so that when the CEO is available, they can go through your business profile. Another advantage of having a business profile is that it guides you as you explain about your business. So for example, when you go in a meeting with a client and they ask you to tell us about your business, or you're introducing your business, you have given them your profile, and also looking from your profile, you are able to get guidance on the different aspects about your business. Because if you are just explaining from your head, sometimes you might skip out certain important information. But if you are using your profile, you are able to present your business in a much more structured manner that enables you to bring out all the critical information regarding your business. So this is very important for you. Third, it also improves on your visibility as a business. We are going to tackle more about digital profiling when we get to the digital marketing module. But a profile also improves your visibility, because apart from having a physical profile which you are able to print, you should also have a digital profile that should either be through your website or through your social media platforms. So this will improve on your visibility. So like I have said, the profile will be able to enter even in places where you're not able to enter. In people's bedrooms, at the comfort of their bed, they are able to go through your website or to read through the business profile which you have sent them. So this gives you a leverage for you to present your business even in places where you're not able to physically reach as the business owner. So why have we included this aspect within the investment preparation program? This aspect is very important because financiers or partners would want to have a full understanding of your business. But sometimes they might not want to look at your business plan in full, because before they even want to get to know about your business plan, they might want to just understand to say, what kind of business is this? What is it involved in? And is this the kind of partner that we can go for? So that's why it's important for you to have that business profile, so that even as you are engaging with potential financiers or key stakeholders, they are able to do that initial decision on whether to continue engaging with you or not. This is the reason why your profile should be attractive, so that your stakeholders or your financiers should be more interested in your business, so such that they would even want to have your business plan and have a full understanding of what you're currently doing. So these business profiles that are going to be formulated, they are also going to be uploaded on your account on the information management system, and you will be able to pull out these business profiles and have them printed or you can bring in some graphics on how you want it to be better structured. You see, you can add in some pictures of your product. It actually makes your business profile more attractive when you bring in some pictures also. So what will be done by the business development associate is much more from a technical point of illustrating the information that should be in the business plan. After you get it, then now you can put in pictures and other things to make your business plan more attractive and easier for people to navigate through because of the information that you are providing. So this module is supposed to run for 1 week, like I have said. So during this 1 week period, the business development associates are going to be looking at your business plan templates to extract information to now be able to formulate your business profiles. So this is about the business profile module, and this is the presentation for the business profile. It's nothing very long like the business plan, because a business plan is more detailed. That's why we even have to do a PowerPoint presentation and present all these things. But really, it's more advisable that a business profile is summarized, because much of the details about your business should be in the business plan. But the profile should just bring out information about your business, about the activities that your business do in a very summarized way, such that even busy people that have just gotten hold of your profile can quickly peruse through and have a full understanding of what your business does within minutes. So this is about the business profiles that are going to be formulated for all of you. So what I want to do today is to have much more of an interactive session. Most of the sessions that we have had did not include much of interactions because they were longer and we had less time. Now, since our session is supposed to be for an hour, I'm going to open up for questions on either business profiling or business plans, because I understand that from the presentation for last week, or I mean last month when we were starting the business plan module, there was no opportunity for people to ask questions. So I want us to make use of this time that we still have. We still have about, I would say 45 minutes for us to engage, so that I'm able to address any questions that are there regarding the business plan module or the business profile module, or anything that relates to the investment preparation program, which is not clear. You can bring out the questions. So I'll open up for questions, please. You can just raise your hand, or you can type your questions in the questions and answers chat box. So I'll open up for questions now. I'll open up for questions. Sorry, let me see. I can see Mr. Mwambila. Mr. Mwambila, please, you can go ahead and ask your question. Mr. Mwambila, your mic is on mute. Kindly unmute your mic. That's when you speak. I have permitted you to speak, Mr. Mwambila Eugene. I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Morton. Thank you so much for the chance to ask just think a question or two. I'm trying to ask how best one can profile their business if they're doing a mixed business system, especially in agribusiness. For example, I have my core venture is poultry and piggery, but then I have other activities that I've added on the farm. How best then can I profile my business without diverting from the core business that I'm doing on the farm?
Okay, yes. From what I'm getting, you're saying how best can one profile their business if they are running a diversified business portfolio. So what I would advise is come up with a specific profile for one type of business. So for example, Motor Holdings is a group of companies. So we have the agricultural side of our business. We have the consultancy side, we have the technology side, we have the media side. All these are different independent businesses, that we have to manage independently. So in as much as the CEO
in the same building, however, there is a difference on the profile. So even the websites are different because each of these is speaking to different target markets, and the needs of those target markets vary. So bulking them up on one profile, it confuses your target market, and also it makes your business profile unnecessarily wrong, to a point where some financiers or some stakeholders would be struggling to pick which part of your business can they engage with as a key stakeholder. So the best thing that you should do is find ways of having business profiles that are separate for each line of your business. The same thing also with your business plan, unless the activities are closely related. So for example, if you are in agriculture and you are doing crop farming, you are also doing livestock, you can easily put that together on the same business plan because it's still within the same sector, but those are just different subsectors. But however, if, for example, the way motor holding is where we are doing agriculture, but the other side, we are also doing software development, there is very little synergies that can be created. So if we put that on the same profile or the same product or the same business plan, it is going to confuse our stakeholders because the target markets for these two business streams is so different, such that putting them together is going to confuse. So like I've said, so the best thing to answer your question is make them separate. Yes, so the next question is Mr. Sydney. Mr. Sydney, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Sydney. Please, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you. My question is, how big should be a business profile be? Like considering that you also have to put pictures. I'm into carpentry myself. So normally we get carried away with putting pictures of our product so that the customer can appreciate our workmanship. So my question is, how big should the profile be without getting too much carried away with the pictures?
Okay. So actually, it's good that you're putting pictures. I would really recommend that for you who is in the arts where you're doing carpentry and the likes, it's always an advantage to put pictures because people want to see the quality of the products that you're producing. You see, it's different for me with doing eggs, for example, or chicken. Everybody knows a chicken. So even though I put a chicken or I don't put it, they still know how a chicken looks like. But for you who's doing chairs, beds, and the like, they might want to see how good the kind of things that you're making are. So talking on how long the business profile should be, personally, this is not something which is cast in stone, but what I would advise from a personal level is at least maximum 5 pages. Maximum if it's very big. A business profile which is 20 pages, 30 pages, really no one has time to go through all that. So the longest that it should be is at least 5 pages, and it means it's really long. But even 2 pages, 3, 4, that's okay. So what you do is just put make your picture so big. You can make your picture slightly smaller and also design it in a much innovative way that you are maximizing on the space. But again, avoid bulking things up where now it just seems to be pictures and weddings without it being properly structured. So you just need to do at least maximum 5 pages. I wouldn't advise 20 pages, 10 pages business profile. People don't have time to read that. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Sydney.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sydney. Then I can see Belinda Katongo. Madam Belinda, I'm hoping this is Madam Belinda.
Yes, please. Good evening. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Madam Belinda?
Very well, thank you. To start with, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have been given to be part of this program. It's quite an amazing program, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from it. So I, for one, I'm in the fashion and designing business. The question that I'm having is actually in relation to what Mr. Eugene mentioned about the diversity of a business. So like in my case, I tailor clothes from scratch. I'm able to make outfits, but I was hoping that I should diversify in a sense that I want to enter now into textile. I want to be ordering and purchasing, buying or selling fabrics. And also I've had quite a number of people who are coming in if I can teach them on how to do fashion and designing. So it's like my business is having three components. There's the tailoring where I'm able to produce ready-to-wear outfits or customized outfits. I also have a component where I want to start ordering things on materials online and reselling them. And there's also an issue of a training.
Just hold on. When you say materials, do you mean like
raw materials?
Do you mean like finished products or raw materials for other tailors to now go and start producing?
Yes, raw materials, because I've noticed that we quite have a limited number of shops, and most of them are owned by Indians in Lusaka, where we purchase fabrics from.
Yes, I know that shop. My mother used to send me to go and buy fabrics. It's just like near Intercity there.
Yes,
the shop there. Yes.
Yes.
So yes, that's you actually know the name. Yes.
Yes, so I'm hoping I could have some kind of a setup. I should have that kind of a setup where I'm selling fabrics. And at the same time, I want to open up a training center because I'm having quite a number of people who are now coming in if I can teach them on how to do fashion and designing. So when it comes to business profiling, should I segregate the departments or maybe they should be under one roof? I don't know.
Okay. First thing, I'd love to commend you for seeking to diversify. You see, in as much as people would say, no, when you start just concentrate on one, I've been a victim of just putting my eggs in one basket. When I started business full time in 2017, I just invested in broilers. When that business collapsed, it was a disaster. I was in debt. I didn't have a way of coming out of it, and it's terrible. But when I rose from there, I told myself, I'm never putting my eggs in one basket. I'm going to find ways of diversifying. I know there are other people that will tell you, no, when you're just starting, just focus on one thing and do what. Maybe it works for them, but really, to be honest, if you have an option of diversifying and you're able to manage it well, it's a better option because it reduces on the risk. When you're not making money this side, at least you make money the other side. And also when things are collapsed the other side, at least you have the other side where you can lean on, and like everything collapsing completely and you become a destitute. So it's actually good that you're thinking in that direction. So let me just comment also on the line which you're talking about. You're talking of where you're producing your own clothing, where you're doing the tailoring yourself, which is good because you're doing value addition, you're getting raw materials, doing value addition yourself. Then secondly, you're talking of the aspect of bringing in the materials yourself and then distributing to other tailors or those that are producing, which is also good because you now want to participate in the value chain so that if there's no one who's buying a finished product, at least there's somebody who's buying your raw materials, which have imported and brought in. Then you're talking of the aspect of training. This is very good for your social impact reporting because you see, if you are just going to demonstrate that your business is just a tailoring business, the question that would come in is what social impact does this business have? So I know you can say, no, it's bringing social impact for jobs and the likes. But really, to be honest, job creation is not really, does not carry so much weight as social impact. But if you bring out an aspect of saying that apart from me just producing and selling fabrics, I am also assisting other women to gain a skill in tailoring by training them and doing skills transfer. So I am creating a whole industry and supporting other women to become self-reliant also. So it presents a huge social impact case for your business, which is good for investment and partners that would want to come in and work with you in business. So that's why I'm saying I commend you for having done that.
Yeah, actually, that's how it started. I'm actually a nutritionist by profession. So there was a project that I was running with USAID, and I was asked to give a skill to the women. I was given a group of women in Lusaka West who I was teaching a skill. And I decided to teach them tailoring because that's something that I grew up from my family. My mother is a tailor. So when I was training them, I had a number of 20 women. When I was training them, they decided to be bringing their children, their nieces, those who completed school, and were very much willing to pay. Yeah, we're very much willing to pay for the service. That's the reason why I thought maybe I should incorporate it into my tailoring business, as I called it. Yeah. So now my question still
actually
stands.
that's very good.
My question still stands.
Yes, I was now coming to your question on the profile.
Okay.
Yes,
thank
I
you.
was now coming to your question. So to answer your question, your business has not changed. You have just diversified income streams, but within the same business. So firstly, there's no need of registering separate businesses for each of these. They can all operate under one umbrella of a business. And this can come in as income streams or departments, the way you'd want to call them. However, when you're formulating your business profile, you can list on the products. On the products, you list, maybe let's say, for example, you do dresses, mailwear, whatever, you list them there, and then you put some pictures. You also put raw material supply, you put there. Then on the services which you provide, you can say maybe part of the services is tailoring courses or tailoring lessons. Even those tailoring lessons, you can also structure them in such a way that, you see, there are those who don't want to become professional tailors, but there are those that just want to know how to use the machine. So recently, my wife was gifted a sewing machine by the mother. And unfortunately, she has forgotten her sewing. So we were looking for somebody who can teach her how to use it. So not really so that she becomes a tailor, but such that even one day when my trousers is torn, we don't have to go to a tailor. At least she's able to do it herself. So those are some of the different kinds of services that you can also list. So to answer your question, all those can be listed on one business profile, and those will just come in the products and services where you need to list the different products.
Okay, thank you. That's
okay. Thank you so much, Madam Belinda. I will now move to, this should be Mr. Solola Innocent. Mr. Solola Innocent.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
Great, Mr. Innocent.
Well, my question is just short. Commitment. Later on, I got a notification saying that as a reminder that I did not submit my business plan. So I'm wondering, is it yet submitted or not? Or how can we get the confirmation that we have really submitted our business plans?
How did you submit your business plan template? Did you submit it via the link, or you submitted a Word document that completed? How did you submit it?
I submitted via the link.
Submitted via the link.
Yes.
Okay, because those business plans that are submitted via the link, they are updated system-wide. So it means it should have been captured immediately you submitted it. So it's either when sending out the message, your phone number was put there by mistake and you were sent out the message with Wallace you had already done. So one thing that I would also encourage all of you is that's why you were all given business development associates. So if you're having any challenge, like for example, such a message comes through, the best thing to do is call your business development associate. I know some of you have been given business development associates who are from other countries, but you can either send them a message on WhatsApp or try to call them on WhatsApp. If there are those from within Zambia, you can call them on their number. If their number is not going through, you can call on the Motor Holdings official number, and then you request to speak to your business development associate. Then you just ask them to say, I have submitted my business plan, but I've received this notification to say I should submit it again. If you receive it or not, then they'll check on their system. They'll confirm with you. So to answer your question, it should be if you have already submitted. You can give it up to Wednesday, would have compiled all the business plans would be uploaded and everyone will be able to see their business plans on the system. If you would not have seen your business plan, once you received your login details for the system, then you can raise it with your business development.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Solola. I'll move to Mr. Hajivondwe. Mr. Hajivondwe.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I hope I'm clear.
You're very clear, actually.
Yeah, I do appreciate this program. And I've had some chats with the business associate who is assigned to our company. So what I wanted to find out in the first place is on the number of possible funding to do with our proposals. Are you submitting our proposals to CEEC for possible funding, or we have to wait until further notice? And then maybe I can ask the second question. The other question I wanted to ask is, I've heard you've talked that you run a number of businesses, including media. So I'm also looking at somebody who can develop our website. Is it something that we can, that I can get in touch with your office?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start by answering your first question. Your first question on whether we applied for CEC or not. I think I made this clear that for all the IPP candidates who proceed and do applications for CEC, not for everyone in IPP, because it's not everyone who is in the IPP who qualifies for the CEC financing. So on Tuesday, they will send out a notification for those of you that are interested in applying for CEC. Because by the way, CEC, those are loans. So not everybody wants to get a loan, or not everybody qualifies to get that loan. It's either some their business are not registered, some they don't have collateral. So what we'll do is on Tuesday, we'll send out a link for the CEC funding. Then if you are interested, you are going to register, you do an expression of interest so that your business development associate is aware that you are interested. Then they will begin to work on your CEC application. So just look out on Tuesday. Once you receive the notification, complete the expression of interest to notify your business development associate that you meet the qualifications for CEC. I'm hoping all of you attended the CEC webinar and you have tried to go through the CEC corporate proposals to see their requirements and the different product lines that are offered so that you can complete that expression of interest. Then the second question on whether we can do a website. So after this business profiling module, which we are starting this week, is done, on Sunday, we'll be beginning the digital marketing module. So under the digital marketing module, you will be trained on issues of digital marketing, social media, websites, and issues of communication. Each of you would be required to register a Facebook page for your business, and also most preferably also a LinkedIn page for your business. Those of you that would want business plan, that would want websites, that would want business websites. Business websites under the IPP package that we have. Hello, Mr. Ajiwondwe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know.
Sorry, my internet just dropped. My internet just dropped, and I had to restart the router. Okay, I hope I've answered your question on that.
Yes, you did. It's clear. So we will have to wait.
Thank you so much.
The next schedule starts. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kiston Mudenda. Mr. Kiston. Mr. Kiston, you can talk. Just kindly unmute your mic. Okay, I can see Mr. Keystone is not there. I'll move to Mr. Pius Mufaya. Mr. Pius.
Good evening, Mr. Mwala.
Good evening, Mr. Pius. I can hear you.
Thank you very much. My question comes in when you said over the link that you're going to send on Tuesday over the CEEC program.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you. So my question is are the people that have already started the IPP program still qualify to do the ECC program that you're going to send on Tuesday?
I think maybe you didn't get it. What I was saying is the CEEC, Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, is currently running a call for proposals to provide loans to SMEs. But we know that it is not every IPP candidate who qualifies for these loans from the CEEC. And also, it is not every IPP candidate who wants to get a loan from CEEC. So for us to be able to know, instead of saying no as IPP candidate, call us, be able to know which IPP candidate is interested, applying for CEEC, also qualifies. We will send out a link to register. That answers your question.
All right, thank you very much. It's clear now.
Okay. Mr. Mark. Mr. Mike is no longer there. Mr. Derek.
Absolutely not. I'm alive for that, bro. Are you serious? She has no record. She's a model citizen. She has no priors. Come on, we want.
Okay. Yeah, first and foremost, I would like to recommend this noble program. You are doing a great job in trying to uplift the welfare of SMEs. Yeah, thumbs up for that. My question is that, yes, my question is that I think it was indicated that those that are not going to, submit their business plan templates within a stipulated time frame, they will not be qualified to the next module, which is this, with this segment. Yeah. So is it an indication? Because one needs to know how he's progressing in this program. Because at the end of the day, I think I am of the mind that I want to reach a successful stage where I'm able to get positive outcome for my engagement in this program.
Yes.
Is it an indication that a person like I am, a part of this, module that, I qualified, looking at my submission of my business template? Then the second.
Have you submitted your business plan template?
Yes, I submitted, and I've been in touch.
Yes, so if you submitted, it means you are qualified. So immediately you just submit your business plan template, it means you have qualified also for the next stage.
Okay, and I have been.
So like I have said, the business profiles will be formulated from the information that you sent through in the business plan template. So those that didn't send any information or that didn't submit their business plan template automatically don't qualify for the business profile because there is no basis which your business development associate will use to formulate your business profile.
Okay, that's wonderful. Then the other question that I have is that when we talk about business profiling and when we talk about somebody having a company profile, is there any subtle difference? Is it one and the same thing? Business profile?
It's one and the same thing. Business profile, company profile. The only issue is we are avoiding to say company profile because it's not every business which is a company. We have cooperatives here. We have limited companies. We have sole traders. We have partnerships. We have NGOs and associations. So all those would need profile. So we are avoiding to use company profile because company is so specific to a company, but not every business is a company.
Okay, yeah. Why I ask this is because you know, if you have a company profile, I believe that there's already information that is in the company profile, and if it means you know, submitting, because you've mentioned that the information that was submitted in the business plan template is the information that is going to be used when structuring the business profiles. So there won't be any need of submitting any other information apart from the information which was, submitted in the business plan template. Is that, the case?
Yes, because you see, what your business development associate will do is they will structure a format for the business profile. That information that is missing in the business plan template you submitted, they will just leave it blank. Maybe they'll create tables for you. So that once you receive it now, you will now use your existing profile to complete that. Then you put it there. However, even the business plans that we are sending to you and the business profiles that we are sending to you, they're just for the purpose of guidance. If you feel there are other things that you want to add or that you want to remove, you are the one who best understands your business. You can still add those things and put them there. So what we are doing here is just it's a standard or some kind of a guide on how best the profile should be structured or the business plan should be structured.
Okay, all right, I get it, because I think it tallies with what my business associate just mentioned. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Derek. I'll just ask those that I'll call now to just ask one question. So I'll move to Mr. Matthews Mulenga. Mr. Matthews Mulenga.
Good afternoon, Mr. Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear enough? Thank you. Good evening.
Yes, you are very audible.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. And I really appreciate I'm not taking this for granted. I'm learning a lot from you. And I want to ask a question about the business profiling. Yeah, so me, I'm into mango and avocado value chain and also plantation.
Yes.
And also, I also do chili production. Now, my question would be, from this mango and avocado, I'm trying to add the value to it and also combine with training to cooperatives on how best they can try to venture into this business. Now, when I'm doing business profiling, should I make maybe the value chain component in a different profile, or should I just incorporate the all things, training, plantation, and also value chain?
I'll still answer you like the way I answered the other ladies, so you can put everything because it's still under the same sector.
Oh, okay.
I hope that answers your question. Yes. So like the way I answered the other lady for the tailoring, please do the same also. The same. So I'll move to Mr. Mwenya Salim. Sorry, I'll do it quick now because we're almost running out of time. I just remaining with about 7 minutes, then we're closing. So Mr. I don't know whether it's Mr. but Mwenya Salim.
Yes, thank you. My question is regarding the representative of the company, the one who's participated in terms of this program, which is very, which we appreciate. The question is it a must that it's only the founder who has to represent and be part of this program? Can you have, can we have a representative?
It depends on how your business has grown. If your business is established to a point where your employees are able to represent you, to a point where they understand to full length what happens in the business, and that's okay. But if they don't understand much, then it's best that they founder themselves.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's clear.
I hope that answered the question. Okay.
It does, definitely.
Then Mr. Jordan Mulunga. Jordan, are you there? Mr. Jordan?
Good evening.
Good evening, I can hear you, please.
Okay, my business is the money lending, microfinance. We are registered money lenders. So I wanted to find out that are we going to be also allowed to go for a loan under CEC after we are done with this part? Then secondly, I didn't get you well on the extension of the period to submit the template. Have we extended? If yes, when should be the last? Because I want to submit today. I'm sorry, we didn't check on the SM which was sent to our WhatsApp. That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes, on the business plan template, you should be able to submit today. Please do it immediately after meeting. Answer a question on whether a money lending business can apply for CEC. I think if you attended the CEC webinar that we had sometime last week, we explained the kind of projects that CEC is financing. So CEC is not financing, but they have specific kind of projects that they are focusing on. So what I would advise you is go through CEC and look at the projects, of which money lending is not one of them. So definitely it would not qualify.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jordan. Josephine Siadunka, Madam Josephine Siadunka.
Okay, hello, good evening, Mr. Moto.
Good evening, Madam Josephine.
All right, thank you, sir. Really appreciate what we are learning, and I'm excited about it and look forward to keep learning and indeed achieve greatness with our business development. Just a question on the modules. Are we going to be receiving like maybe soft copy, or maybe I just missed it, or it's just what you're presenting to us as long as we're here on the call and we are learning what you're sharing with us, or there'll be follow-up where you share soft copy modules or something like that? That's just what I wanted to understand, so that as we are working on the documents or whatever assignment is given to us, we're able to refer back. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so if you attended the business plan module launch, we did a PowerPoint presentation, and yes, after that, the PowerPoint presentation was shared with all the IPP candidates together with a recording of the business plan module. So that was for the purpose of guidance, so that you understand what is there. So today, there's no PowerPoint presentation because, like I have said, The business profile is an extract of your business plan. It's just in a summarized form. So most of the information that we put in your business profile is coming from your business plan. So there is no PowerPoint presentation that will be sent out. But however, the recording of this meeting was going to be sent out for those that have not attended to be able to go through the recording. So what we have done with the IPP is to try and make it as practical as we can so that we don't make it an academic exercise. So if you're talking of pamphlets or modules where you sit now and start reading what is a business plan, SWOT analysis, what. We didn't want to put that in the IPP because from experience, we have seen that mentorship programs that are structured in an academic way where there's a theory that is being out. Having this to complete. When we look at the business, at the digital marketing module, we'll definitely have PowerPoint presentation. And even those PowerPoint presentations, maybe it's just about 10 or 15 slides, that's all. Then the rest of the information, we move to practical with it. So the IPP is much more of a practical program than of a theoretical program where we'll be sharing modules and the likes, no.
Okay, I attended from the beginning. I will check through if I have the slides, but yes, the recording, I received it. Then I'll get in touch with my coordinator.
You received the slides. So the slides, if you received the recording, then you received even the slides. So just check through your emails. There's definitely a link where you can download the slides also.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think Mr. Panji, there's still so many others. So Mr. Panji, quickly. Oh, okay. I think Mr. Mike is the one whom has been given. So Mr. Mark, you can come in, then we'll go to Mr. Panji. So quickly,
good evening,
just one question, go straight to the point. Good evening, Mr. Mark.
Thank you. Mine is very short. I'm affiliated to a soccer academy called Morning Star Soccer Academy, which consists of the under 10, under 15, and under 20 youths. And these are boys and girls. The under 20 Soccer Academy is actually playing in the FAS Division 2 league right now. So now they wanted to find out if they can submit a business template so that they can be assisted to apply for funds to CEEC for them to be able to purchase the minibus, which can be used for commuter purposes and be able to generate income so that they can finance their the activities of the club. So I wanted to find out if that is feasible for them to be assisted in applying for the CEC funds for them to be able to acquire a minibus or two, which they can be using for transporting themselves to other places when they are playing football, as well as use those minibuses for business purposes to generate the income, which will help them to pay back the loan, as well as finance their day-to-day financial activities. Thank you.
Okay, so when you say the soccer academy, is it part of the IPP? Are they registered candidates for the IPP?
They would like to register. They told me yesterday about it. So I don't know whether it is too late for them to register and submit their business template.
Or it's actually too late. So right now, even the link for registering for IPP candidates is closed. So they can't register, and we would definitely not be able to do the CEC application for them under IPP. If they would want us to do the CEC application, then they'll need to go through the business development department, and they'll have to pay for that now. So under IPP, it won't be done because they are not candidates. Then secondly, if they are applying to get a minibus so that they use it for commercial purposes, but it pirates, then yes, they can qualify. But if they are getting a minibus so that they can be transported from one place to the other, no, they don't qualify because CEEC is providing taxi and minibus loans for those that are using them for commercial purposes. I hope that answers your question.
Very loud and clear. Thanks.
Okay, yes. So I'll try and also answer the questions that are typed in here. So what I'll do is maybe to make it faster, all of you that have raised up your hands, you can quickly type your message so that I just give myself 5 to 10 minutes to answer all the questions in here. So good evening, Mr. Moto. My question is on the investment at the end of the program. Will the investment be dependent on the business plan provided? I don't know what you're talking about by the investment here, but I'm thinking you're talking about the investment then program. So like I said, at the end of the IPP program, we are going to do a call for application from all of you IPP candidates to join the investment den. The investment den is a business plan competition that will be live on TV, where you are going to pitch various aspects about your business to a team of experts from Motor Holdings who evaluate your pitches. And then from the 25 that will enter the investment den, we'll select the top 5 to get an equity investment from Motor Holdings of at least 100,000 kwacha. So to answer your question, the investment is not for all the IPP candidates, no. It is for the top 5 candidates of those that will proceed to the investment den. So from the 1,000 IPP candidates, we are going to make a call for applications. Then those people will apply, they'll complete their applications. And of course, we'll also look at the modules that they have been submitting, their business plans, the digital, the financial aspect, and only those that have completed all the tasks up to the end will qualify to get into the investment. So from those, we'll pick the 25 that will go through the program. And then after they pitch, then throughout the program, we'll select the top 5 who will then receive the investment from Motor Holdings. I hope that answers your question. Mr. Lawrence is saying good evening. I was wondering, because we sent out business plan templates, but there has been no notification of receipt. Could the system be able to send an email to confirm receipt when upload new documents going forward? I think that's a very good observation, Mr. Lawrence. I'll definitely communicate this to them. I actually didn't know that the system is not able to send confirmation. So it's important that the system is able to send an email confirmation, at least to show somebody that they have submitted. So that's very okay. Mr. Kazoka is saying, Mr. Moto, your communication from your team seems to be leaving us. We have been waiting for the link as communicated at 6 p.m., but we received the link 55 minutes past, even when we have done all stages within time. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I think they're also listening because they're part of this meeting. It's important that their communications are sent on time, not waiting until the last minute. The meeting is starting at 18 hours. The link is being sent at 17:58. That's poor planning, which we shouldn't proceed with. Can one still submit business plans? One didn't. Okay, I don't get this. But if you are talking of submitting your business plan template, yes, you can still submit if you have it. Mr. Mark, I think we've answered your question. Zoom, good evening, Mr. Moto. My question is on the 5% that your company intends to benefit from all the funding that our companies might get from the funding solicited that you will be undertaking. Is that amount being put into consideration during the formula of the business plan you are currently doing? It's a two-way thing. There's financing opportunities that would want you to clearly state on any consultancy fees that you will have incurred when working on the proposal. But however, there are certain financing opportunities where they'll say that they don't want the amount of funding to be used towards meeting the consultancy fees, but rather it should be made by yourself. So what we are doing is, for those kind of funding that allows, then we are going to put that 55% as one of the expenses. But for those that don't allow, we don't put it. But it means you as a business will have to meet it from the revenue that you generate to meet the 5% expense to Motor Holdings. I hope that answers your question. What about us who didn't attend the CEC webinar? Are we still qualifying to apply for it? Yes, when the link is sent, but the CEC webinar link was sent out to all of you. You can also go on our Facebook Live. You'll be able to see the CEC webinar and you can view it. Does a furniture business qualify for CEEC? Currently, furniture business is not amongst those that are being financed by CEEC. However, I would strongly advise you that you should also visit the CEC website and look at their products on their own. If you a sole trader, can you also have a board of management? Yes, you can have a board of management as a sole trader. Angela, Mr. Moto, and everyone on the platform, my question is how do we startup companies without financial records make our business viable for funding as we go through this program? A question from Tour Safari Lodge and Spa. So this one, when we are going to be doing the financial accounting and reporting module, we are going to tackle this question on issues of historical financial statements and accounting. Then Solola Innocent is saying, in terms of financial currency indication, should we be using our respective currencies or USD in our business plans and profiling? Please use your local currency. In case when your business development associates will be applying for you for an international business opportunity, they will definitely use USD. But for now, use local currency. Good evening. I must have missed an invitation to attend the CEC webinar you had last weekend. Do you have a recording you can share? I think it was sent to all IPP candidates, but if it wasn't, please go on my personal Facebook page. You will still find it there and you can view it. Patrick Kasarali is saying, I'm looking at a pool of about 1,000 entrepreneurs who are on different levels and others doing the same business for the sake of capacity building and linkage. When Motor Holdings create a database that would enable us interact as same people of like minds being mentored. Yes, definitely. The information management system that we're working on, where you all be sent login details, where you'll be accessing, is going to be developed. With time, we want to build it as an ecosystem where you are able to message each other, you are able to share ideas, we are able to organize even virtual meetings like these ones online also. Apart from this, we will also be organizing physical meetings. I should mention that when we'll be doing the closing of the investment day, we'll have a business conference at Mulungushi where all IPP candidates are going to be invited and it's going to be for free. So it will also be an opportunity for you to meet and see from other businesses. And also within the course of this year, we're organizing a number of meetup events at our main office here, where we'll be having, maybe we invite everyone in agriculture so that we come and have lunch together and we just get to discuss and share opportunities. We invite those in fashion, again, we come through. So we organize a number of such meetup events. Then Obet Nalubanga is saying, good evening, Mr. Moto. I have a business name, which is in general dealers, operating mobile money booths, real estate, and I'm planning to venture into local and cross-border transportation. Can we have all the above business under one business profile? Can one candidate qualify to receive funding from CEEC and other funders? So to answer your first question on profiles, like I've said, if they are in the same category, yes. But what you have stated to me right now is not in the same category. Mobile money, real estate, all these are different. So it will be better that they have different profiles. Number two, can one candidate qualify to receive funding from CEEC and other funders? I'm thinking you wanted to say a sole trader. Yes, sole traders can also qualify, but it's more advisable if you incorporate your company, your business with the company. Good evening, Mr. Moto. For us who submitted our business plan information via the link, has your organization applied for any other funding aside from CEEC? The answer is no. Right now, we're waiting on the business plans. So next week, they are beginning with the CEC funding. Then I think the other week, this week which I started today, they are beginning with the CEC funding. The other week, we are going to do the Tony Elumelu funding and different other funding opportunities. But like I have said, by Wednesday, you will all be sent your login details to the IMS account. So on the IMS account, you'll be able to actually track any funding opportunities that is currently being done for you. Good evening. I changed the business name to a limited company. The business name has ceased in operation and the limited company has been registered. Would this affect my participation? No, it will not. Just communicate with your business development associate to update that for you. Does the manufacturing of gates, window frames, and desks fall under infrastructure? Yes, but again, no. So depending on how you will state it. My understanding is infrastructure is when you're doing the actual construction. And if you're just doing gates and window frame, you're just supplying them. So it really goes on how you will structure them. But if you are speaking from the point of view of applying for CEEC under the construction loans, definitely the manufacturing of gates and windows would not qualify. Then the other one is the deadline for CEC is February 6th. So will the link follow Motor Holdings on Tuesday will be on, the deadline for CEC has been extended to 13th. It's no longer February 6th. Mark Campira is saying, I've seen a lot of opportunities on your website. Can we apply or we should wait until the IPP ends? So if you're part of the IPP, Mr. Mark, you are privileged because you don't have to apply. So what you do is, whatever opportunities that are there, as long as you qualify for them, your business development associates will apply for you. So you focus on your business so that the business development associate who is a professional in that can focus on the opportunities. But what you can be doing is check those opportunities out and then also compare to what you are seeing on your IMS account. If there's an opportunity which you think you qualify for, but you're not seeing it being applied for you on your IMS account, you can call your business development associate and say, okay, I've seen this opportunity on your website, but I can see that the deadline is approaching and I'm not seeing you applying for me. What's wrong? So that your business development associate is able to provide you with feedback. Then good evening, Mr. Moto. Where does e-commerce fall under the CEC loans option? Unfortunately, there's no e-commerce currently on the current running call for proposals. Good evening. We are going to receive notifications mainly to those qualified to next stage. I have a company under the Mount Moriah Farms based on crop farming, livestock farming, production, processing, packaging. As a company, we have also grower farmers in order to have more produce. Do we have any chance to export our products under this program? So unfortunately, the IPP is not about export, but definitely if you are also part of this program, then you will be assisted so that you will build capacities on export by getting financing, not export. Us under the IPP, we don't connect people to export. So thank you so much. I can see that we've answered all the questions. Sorry, I would have loved that all of you asked your questions, but unfortunately, we are just going to end here. For those of you whose hands are up, I'm hoping that you are typed in and we have answered your questions also. So thank you so much for joining us in this presentation for today. I'm hopeful that you will join us next week when we're beginning the digital marketing module. And then also when we send through the CEEC link, you can those of you who qualify, express interest and your business development associates will pick up for that with you. So thank you so much. Like I said before, the IPP, the benefits are going to be seen if you are also committed to the program by completing your tasks on time and attending meetings like these ones. So thank you so much for all of those of you that have joined and have a good night. Bye-bye.